Welcome to Continia Document Capture webinar. My name is Mikkel Reisbøl. I'm the Document Capture Senior Product Specialist at Continia Software. The webinar today is about setting up notification and reminder emails. Over the next few minutes, we'll see how easy it is to ensure that approvers will be notified when they have documents waiting for their approval. Before we get started, let's see what we have on today's menu. Our session today is based on our demo portal that is available to all partners. We'll be using NAV 2016 with Document Capture 407. I've already made the basic setup of Document Capture and other areas within today's subject. The most important subject is, of course, setting up notification and reminders in Document Capture. First, we'll take a look at the configuration of SMTP. We are going to work with the email template and also look at the notifications in NAV 2016-2017. Then we go through the actual setup of the approval reminders. And shortly before the finish line, we also see how notifications and reminders are sent to our approvers using the NAV job queue. When we want to inform the approvers that they have to start approving, we typically do this by sending the users an email telling them kindly to take action. Sometimes more drastic measures are needed. It's here that we turn to the reminders. When the approval is delayed, the users can receive more or less polite mails with instructions that it's time to approve the overdue documents. Let's take the first step into the setup, seeing how it's done. We start with the basics, setting up SMTP in standard NAV. On the Document Capture setup page, we have direct access to the SMTP setup. It is here that we type in the parameters that matches the infrastructure. As you can see, I've already filled in the fields with a useful setup. What if you would like to use Office 365? Then you just click on Apply Office 365 Server Settings and answer yes to the question. Now we just have to type in a valid user ID and password. There you are. If desired, the SMTP setup can be tested with a single click on the Test Email Setup. The next thing to do is to load the mail template for Document Capture. Without the email template, we cannot notify the users that they have documents for approval. The template is easily located in the file folder containing the installation files for Document Capture. Let's take a quick look at how the template differs from the standard mail template from Microsoft. It's clear to see the differences in the appearance of the two templates. The template to the left is the one that comes with Document Capture. It provides a list of the documents pending for approval, which gives the users a good overview in the email. When it comes to the link provided in the template, Document Capture includes a direct link to the Continia web portal, if this is taken into use. Let's get back to importing the template. Press Import Template and navigate to the file named Status Email Template and just import it. That was quickly done. The final thing to be entered is the last key information regarding the sender name and our email. Sender email in the email is the email visible on the mail sent from Document Capture. The sender name is also important to fill in. And if some mails don't reach the recipient, it is important that the field error email is valid. The troublesome emails are returned to this mailbox. With the setup in place, we can start sending mails to the users, telling them that they have documents for approval. This is done by activating the Send Status email to approvers, which is found in the Document Capture Role Center. Status email, sending of those status emails can, of course, be configured to run automatically. This we will return to later. When you're using Document Capture in a NAV 2016 database, you might need to adjust the notification setup in standard NAV. This is done via the notifications under Application Setup. If an approval notification is configured, it is preferable to delete the notification setup, otherwise NAV will keep sending the approvers emails every time a document is sent for approval. In a NAV 2017 database, it is not possible to permanently delete the notification setup, because the setup is recreated every time a document is sent for approval. Therefore, it is recommended to change the standard notification to, instead of sending emails, to generate a note. This could be configured to be performed once a month. This way, the number of interfering messages from NAV is minimized. Now it's finally time to look at the really interesting part, setting up the reminder emails. The setup of reminder emails is completed in almost the same way as the reminder setup for customers. There's a slight difference, as reminders regarding approval deals with internal documents. Setting up the number of reminders to be sent to approvers is very easy. In Kronos International, the administration wishes to send up to 3 reminders to the approvers, if they are behind schedule. 1, 2, and 3. Each reminder level must have a due date calculation. The formula is the number of days from the document is sent for approval before we start sending reminders. If the general approval settings allow the approvers 3 days to approve, it would make no sense to type in 2 days in the due date calculation. Looking at reminder level 1, the value is set to 4 days, meaning that we must wait 4 days from the document sent to the approver before we start reminding the user. Level 2 is, in today's example, set to 8 days, and 10 days for level 3. The next column allows us to notify the manager of the current approver that an employee is behind schedule. You can also choose to notify the manager of the first person in the flow that had the document for approval. In today's example, we leave the field for level 1 empty, and level 2 and 3 are to be sent to the manager of the current approver. The Send CC to User ID opens up for sending reminders to people in the company that are not necessarily part of the current approval flow. An example could be the head of another department, or perhaps the CFO. In today's session, it is only at level 3 that we send a copy to another user. The last field in the table is the text that you want in the subject line of the email. Now it's time to put some text into the actual reminder. With a simple click on the button Beginning Text or Ending Text, a page with room for multiple lines of text is displayed. In today's example, the ending text for level 1 is specified. Please approve the documents above. With the completion of the beginning and ending text, the entire reminder setup is in place. The sending of reminders is carried out by activating the same function as a general notification email. When clicking Send Status Email to Approvers, both notification and reminders are sent to the approvers. In case you want to automate the sending of reminders and notification, you can easily configure NAV to handle that. Simply create a job queue entry in the NAV job queue that runs report number 6085582. It is recommended to set the report to run once or twice each day. So, what have we been through today? Today's show began with some setup of SMTP parameters. We took a brief look at the email templates and also the notifications in NAV 2016-2017. Then we went through the reminder setup, including multiple reminder levels and texts. Finally, we saw how to automate sending of notification and reminder email by using the NAV job queue.